Hello, dear friends. The world is so solid that sometimes we need to dream a little. Opinion piece. Hogwarts School. Magic has a price. Fusion of realities. A 7-year degree. Harry Potter's castle. It would be in Scotland. Is there a parallel reality? Platform 9 3 quarters. Don't disturb sleeping dragon. 7 years of study would cost 285,600 euros. The Ministry of Magic would cover the tuition fees. The Nimbus 2000 broom would cost over 1,000 euros. Let's start. Who hasn't dreamed of receiving an acceptance letter to study at the most famous wizarding school in the world, Hogwarts? All Harry Potter fans have imagined the moment when they received this letter. But even magic has a price. The problem with Harry Potter is that he has many doubts until he learns to believe in himself. I love Hermione, who is nice and intelligent. I love the director Albus Dumbledore, a wise and venerable old man, just like the wizard Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings. I love white magic. The first time I saw Harry Potter movie, I was so fascinated that I naively started looking for a scholarship to enroll in the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry at Hogwarts, a building located in the hills of Scotland that has 7 floors, several towers, stairs that change position at will, and extensive grounds that contain a lake, a forest called the Forbidden Forest, and several botanical greenhouses. Many hidden passages, stairs, and moving paintings with a life on their own make the tour of the castle worrying for the most confused students and exciting for the most curious. Now I am convinced that this reality is not third dimensional, but fourth or fifth dimensional, and that we will see it in the future. Examples in plural of this are the Great Hall, where huge banquets are held on special days, which has a magical ceiling that represents the current weather, the common rooms, a large library, the mysterious room of requirement of the legendary Chamber Secrets, where Harry Potter defeated the Dark Wizard Lord Voldemort for the second time and killed a basilisk using the sword of Gryffindor when he was only in his second year. Education. Studying at Hogwarts takes 7 years if you are a good student and do not get involved in battles with the forces of evil. Education begins at 11 years of age, and you leave the school at the earliest at 17. In addition to its numerous classrooms, where classes in potions, transfiguration, defense against the dark arts, history of magic, and other subjects are taught by qualified assistants, the castle has places with different purposes. For over 1,000 years, students were sorted upon arrival into different houses by the verdict of the sorting hat, with the surnames of the school's four founders. Gryffindor, where the brave at heart go. Hufflepuff, where the hard-working, honest, animal and nature-loving students go. Ravenclaw, where the intelligent and wise belong, and Slytherin, where the bold and ambitious belong. Location. Hogwarts is located in the Scottish Highlands. The school is protected by many enchantments and spells that make it impossible for muggles or non-magical beings to find it. Instead, muggles see only runes and signs of danger. The existence of the Hogwarts Press allows all registered students to board it at King's Cross Station in London in order to reach the station in the village of Hogsmeade, right next to the school. It is the only authorized means of access for all the students. Platform 9 3/4 indicate that a parallel reality exists. It is the train platform from which students board the Hogwarts Express, the Scarlet steam engine that takes students to and from Hogwarts. It can be accessed by walking directly through the seemingly solid barrier between platforms 9 and 10. Magically, hidden behind the barrier between Muggle platforms 9 and 10, this platform is where students from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry board the Hogwarts Express on 1st September to attend school. The real platform 9 3/4 is located inside King's Cross Station in London. Until a few years ago, it was located in a place between platforms 9 and 10 on the railway station. But due to a remodeling of the station, this area can only be accessed today if you have a train ticket. So they decided to relocate platform 9 3/4 to a place where it is not necessary to have a train ticket, since it is a place frequented by fans of the Harry Potter films who go to take photos. History. More than 1,000 years ago, wizards suffered from misunderstanding and fear from muggles. Four exceptionally talented wizards decided to found the School of Magic around the year 992 to offer a refuge to persecuted wizards and to pass on their knowledge. Therefore, Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin created the school in a castle and then went in search of people with the necessary skills to teach magic to future students. The school motto is "Never Tickle a Sleeping Dragon." In history, the name Hogwarts comes from the inspiration of Rowena Ravenclaw, one of the founders of the school. After a dream she had where a warty pig led her to the cliff where the castle was to be built, but it was Helga Hufflepuff who would gather people to build the entire building. In fact, the English name Hogwarts is the name of a variety of lily that was particularly loved by J.K. Rowling, the author of the novels, although this name came to her instinctively. In English, hog means pig, and Watts means what. The main opinions of the four founders on the selection of students and the subjects to be taught began to differ very quickly, mainly between Godric Gryffindor and Salazar Slytherin, and the first tensions appeared. The school was then divided into four separated houses in order to choose as fairly as possible which house each student would be sent to. Godric Gryffindor decided to cast a spell on his hat, renamed the Sorting Hat, and each of the founders donated a part of their mind and personality to help the hat sort out the students at the beginning of their first year during the sorting ceremony. However, tensions escalated. Salazar Slytherin flatly refused to admit Muggle-borns to the school, judging them unworthy of studying magic. Gryffindor strongly opposed this decision, and Salazar Slytherin left the school after building the Chamber of Secrets, located deep within the school. His heir, who in the future will be who the only one who can enter it by speaking parcel tongue, will release the basilisk it contains in order to rid the school of mudbloods instead of Slytherin. Price. It is exciting to dream of studying at Hogwarts, Harry Potter's magical school. But if this magical school existed, how much would it cost? Including the cost of school supplies, uniforms, and other expenses, you might give up studying for 7 years in the world of Harry Potter. If Hogwarts existed, the cost of attending this school might have many might have made many reconsider. Families of which students would need a bank loan to cover the cost of enrollment, school supplies, uniforms, pets, and of course, a magic wand. In fact, the cost of 7 years of study at this prestigious school would be about €285,600, a figure that could ruin your dream. But where did this figure come from? In 2011, students at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania calculated that 1 year of study at Hogwarts would cost about €31,600, based on British private school fees and the list of tuition materials included in the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Simple versions of the famous Nimbus 2000 broom that Harry uses in the first part of the story cost hundreds of euros, and some of them even cost more than €1,000. But Amazon sells it for €25. Parents also have to bear a lot of expenses to prepare their children for the school year. Witch robes, pointy hats, protective gloves, and other magical supplies are not cheap. However, J.K. Rowling, the author of the series, put an end to speculation. Hogwarts is free. The Ministry of Magic covers all tuition costs. Curious. The comet of the century reaches its closest point to Earth. The Clipper probe investigates if there is life on Jupiter's moon, Europa. Discovered a geometric structure of light particles similar to DNA. New tomb found in Petra contains a cup of the Holy Grail. A mysterious doorway has been discovered in Antarctica, just southeast of the Japanese-run Showa Station. Posts or messages. According to Lorenzo Singh, we are up against legions of normies who are holding up the process. Super Quantum Shift by Judith Castle. We are now on the new Earth and in the fifth dimension, as it is already fully anchored. There are many who will choose to stay on the old Earth and not ascend out of fear. The walls within your heart are crumbling, and so are the walls of the old matrix. This is happening to all of humankind, whether we are aware of it or not. You are healing. Greater waves of love have passed through the matrix, and now the shift is intensifying on the new level, says Keshrash. Yeshua by Galaxy Girl. Now is not the time to be afraid of big changes. You knew you would see system fall, so a new one could be created. The land needs to be tilled and the harvest brought in to prepare the ground for the new planting. We are past the seed planting phase. We are in the rapid growth and fire phase. The Freedom of Higher Consciousness by Owen Waters. Soul consciousness is the next step in spiritual consciousness. When we tune into that subtle level of consciousness, we discover that much more is needed to achieve happiness than anything related to external events. True joy comes from within, from an inexhaustible source that is of divine origin. New activations by Octavia Basile. It is crucial to recognize the impending changes. Many ancient portals have been reactivated, leading to the merging of realities. Timelines are diverging, and you will manifest the corresponding frequencies based on your intentions and belief. Prepare for a timeline where separation ceases, paving the way for significant positive changes, pleasant surprises, and miraculous events that will enrich your soul. According to Kavamur, all roads lead to visitors from the stars. All UFOs seen in the world are theirs. There is no danger. They are your soul family, genetic parents and protectors. Many have visited us, but now it is different. Full disclosure requires spiritual awakening. Most people will not know until the shift occurs. Only at the edge of the abyss is there the will to change. We only evolve at the precipice. Tribulation represents our last chance to awaken before we shift. Look through, according to Valerie Donner. Those who were absent of light have been dismissed or are on their way to it. The frequency has been accelerated to the point that those of lower frequency can no longer be maintained. There will soon be much to discover. You will begin to understand more about the intricacies of this process. You will see how important the earth is and understand more about your importance in this process. You can use these moments to create your new world in the golden age. Remember that you will live in joy, love, abundance, beauty, and harmony with all things good. Blue Avians, Time to Escape by Octavia Basile. Break free from the shackles of limited 3D reality and embrace the unseen. Beyond the physical lies the very substance of which the material world is made, immense, vast, and limitless. You have access to all of this from within. Dive deeper and deeper into yourself, where many unknown worlds await discovery. The more you loosen your attachment to the physical, the more these higher dimensions will reveal themselves. Many masters who have walked the earth have taught the same thing, to leave worldly distractions behind and turn your attention to the spiritual realms that can only be accessed from within. Everything is gradual. As all of these truths come to the surface, there will need to be control of the masses. Things are heating up and changes will be pervasive in many countries, as so much will fall apart in the coming months and the system will be needed to rebuild the quality of life we are accustomed to. The walls are coming down now at a rapid pace because the structures are coming down from the core, from the root of evil. It will be necessary to hold our right stronger than ever. Never forget who you are, the strongest of the strong. You consider your world to be madness, and it is becoming more so, but it is necessary to go through this. The madness is because truths are coming to light more and more, and although not all at once, they will open up to you at a fairly rapid pace, and the impact these revelations will have will cause much upset. There is absolutely nothing to fear. You have been preparing for this for a long time. Much of what will occur will stem from the darkness trying to cover its tracks, trying to convince many that the light is darkness. Lies have been mixed with truths for a long time to confuse. There are times when you don't know what to think, or you don't know how to make sense of what you are told. Do not attach yourself to anything. Remain firm in the knowledge that no matter what is happening, no matter what is told you, or how differently the souls around you behave, you are the light, the love, and the truth, and nothing and no one can take that away from you. It is a strange feeling not knowing what lies ahead, and yet something big is going to happen. The enormity of it is beyond your understanding. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.